to Who the Fuck Gave Janice Dickinson a Podcast?
I'm Janice Dickinson, and shout outs to everybody out there. Gay Pride. I love it. We're going to have a bomb of a show, right, Andrea?
We certainly are, Janice, because I don't know what you're going to say.
Well, that's the beauty of the show. You never know what's going to come out of my unfiltered mouth and brain.
Just be prepared, everybody. It's going to be great.
All right. So what's the haps?
Well, I think something that's been happening lately is that big buzz of Bill Belichick.
Oh, yeah.
And Jordan. How are we feeling about this 50-year age gap?
50 years age gap. How am I feeling about it personally? I think that if you've got the money, go for it. She's set for plastic surgery for the rest of her life, definitely. She's definitely going to have, like Lauren Bezos.
Oh my God.
Lauren Sanchez Bezos. She's got like that. It's not even a black card she needs. She just has to walk into a store and say, "I'm Lauren Bezos."
Just bill me later, right?
Yeah.
Put it on my Amazon account.
Definitely. Do you like older men?
Well, I do. My husband is actually about 20 years older than myself.
Wow.
And I think I think she's feeling like she's done with the beer, burgers, and the pizza.
Yeah.
She wants to level up. It's like,
I wonder who saw who first in that relationship. Former ex-Patriot coach and young cheerleader.
he was probably eyeballing her from the field.
Licking his lips.
She was looking hot.
$50 million he has. 50.
That's going to go a long way.
What if he sells the Super Bowl rings? He'd have a lot more.
She's probably going to be wearing them.
Those Super Bowl rings are 42 carats a pop.
I'd be like putting them on his earrings and necklace.
No, I'd wear the whole thing right on that ring. I just have to have like a lot of hot young gay men carrying my hand around.
And how do we feel about the opposite, though, when like an older woman, like Cher? God, Cher's dating someone that's like, what, 28 or 32?
Give it up, girl. She doesn't like guys her age. She, in fact, said...
That's right. She did make that comment. She said, if I date men my age, they would be dead.
So, pretty funny. Cher's amazing. We love her music.
I do.
Okay, so we're now going to talk about sex with a younger man. Been there, done that.
And was it better than with an older guy?
Oh, yeah.
In like what regards, though? In like techniques or styles or
texture of the skin and longevity of the poo poo, the boom boom, or the longevity.
I see. So the experience was a longer and more enjoyable than
experiences like I got mine. See ya. But the thing of it is, I married an older man too. Because he's just brilliant. I really wanted to have somebody I could talk to.
At the end of the day, it matters, right? I mean, the young guy's going to... But the young guy... I thought he'd be the one that just would roll over.
No, it's going to be me. I'm just swatting him out with a baseball bat.
That's so funny. And let's see. So if the older thing is happening and it's very big right now, how do you feel about older women doing beauty pageants?
I think it's fantastic that there's no age limit now on beauty pageants for older women. There's this one woman, she was, 93?
Oh,
73?
Oh, the 71-year-old from Miss Texas.
71 years old pageant queen. Look at her. She's had more plastic surgery than I have. If there's hope for her, there's hope for me.
Yeah, that's Marissa Tiejo, and she was inspired because she was telling everybody that you just have to be confident and that beauty is at any age.
Beauty is not only skin deep. You've got to take care of yourself from the insides, too, believe me.
Fitness.
Watch your diet.
Watch your diet. It looks like she's been watching her diet, though. She looks amazing for 71.
Do you think well, that's a good cougar that can get younger men.
She's probably getting those young men's calling her right now.
Popping in, popping out of her door like an elevator door. And it goes funny. Round and round.
So have you ever been in a beauty pageant, Janice?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Have you judged a beauty pageant?
I have judged beauty pageants. I am the world's first supermodel. And modeling is here and beauty pageants are here. So getting an audition for, let's say, the late Karl Lagerfeld was just like the end of the world for me. It was just such a privilege.
Well, it's Karl Lagerfeld. He's amazing.
He's got that documentary out now on TV.
Yes, Becoming Karl Lagerfeld. I recommend everybody check it out.
It's sad.
I'm only 3 episodes in. Don't tell me.
It's sad. I knew Karl Lagerfeld. Karl Lagerfeld was like the light of my life, the light of the ballroom. She just knew everything, and he was correct about everything.
He was dripping with just amazing confidence, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he was mean.
But he was mean. I guess like pageants, though. So if you put pageants here and you put modeling here, is there any hope for some of these girls that maybe want to go into the modeling world, in the pageant world? Can they do a crossover?
No.
No.
No. Supermodels don't step down.
I see.
It's a step down. It's a way step down.
It's a way step down. I see. Okay.
Although a lot of men would like to have Miss Universe on their arm and marry them.
I see. So they're more like the trophy wife.
Absolutely.
Or do they want to wear her crown?
No, the guy wants to wear her ribbon to bed.
I love it. I love it. So there's a couple things happening right now that are very viral. And
Talk to me about it.
have you heard of the Haktua girl?
Oh, the Haktua girl.
Yeah.
Oh, she's trending right now on the internet. She's, what was the question that they gave her?
So they asked her what's like the one go-to thing in bed.
You just got a Haktui on that thing.
Exactly. As long as you don't get any lung butter with it.
Now, if someone did that to me, I would just kick him out of the bed with a baseball bat.
You'd be like, out of here.
Too germophobic.
But have you ever done that to a guy?
Well, I might have gotten myself wet with my own juices, and I'm a very juicy woman still to this day.
And well, here's the thing though, she ended up getting fired.
She got fired?
She got fired from her preschool job. Her name is actually Haley Welch, and she was just out having a good time.
Well, Haley, you should write a book about this.
Right? I think she should.
There should be a movie about this.
Would you fire somebody if they did something or said something and you felt it was not appropriate?
Absolutely not. This is the United States of America. We can say what we want.
And she lives in Tennessee, so I guess they're pretty strict there.
They're pretty strict there in Tennessee.
Come to California, Haley.
We have a really good governor.
Janice, because she was asked what's the one go-to in bed, if somebody was to ask you, what
Me?
would you say? Yeah.
I would have to say, get down, get down, get down, get down, down.
Do you like candles? Do you like music? Is there like a...
No, I like oral.
And that's it?
You liked that, didn't you?
In the dark? Or do you like light?
Honey, I did it once on a platform outside of the Bahamas with some man who's now in jail. Planes were going overhead and speedboats were going by. I didn't care. I was laying on this raft with my legs spread wide open, and it was just genius. I felt I was at top of the world.
And you were.
Top of the raft.
That's so funny.
Well, you asked the question.
And I got the answer I wanted, so you know.
You're going to take that home and tell your hubby.
I'm taking notes now.
You're taking notes?
Yeah, I'm taking notes.
You have to be versatile in the sack. You have to be. You can't be selfish and just lay there like a potato.
So then what did you do in return after that?
You go back down on him.
So the favor was returned.
The versatile, the good fuck.
So are you somebody that takes control in a situation? Are you like go on top, or do you like the man
You
to
want to
take
know
over?
if I'm a top or a bottom? I'm definitely both.
You're definitely both.
I swing both ways. And I've always asked, like, gay men, what is a top and what is a bottom?
Yeah, I'm confused with that one too.
I think it's the one that's on top and the one that's on the bottom when you're bam-bamming it. Or the other way around. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still confused with that topper and bottomer what they call it.
I asked a living room full of gay men at 5 o'clock in the morning after we were all up all night just partying. And I said, can I ask you guys something? What's the difference between a top and a bottom? And they were like, but they loved it that I didn't know.
Right? It's kind of like their lingo.
It's not taught in schools.
No. Should it be though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you should have everything in a sex class. high school
In high school. Yeah.
last year. Preventative measures, how to be on top, how to be on bottom, how not to catch a disease, how
Yes.
to be aware of sanitary reasons. I think
Everything,
it should be
right?
taught in school, yes.
Contraceptives,
Yeah.
all of that good stuff. I think it's important too.
Well, who am I to dictate?
You know,
There's
but it's
going to
good.
be millions of mothers out there right now that's
Yes,
saying,
I agree.
no, like Amy Winehouse.
I think it's important to have a really good sexual health, within yourself
What does
and
that
teach
mean?
people. Like, make sure that you are aware of what's out in the world and how to protect yourself.
Well, like
and
what?
be respectful, right?
I'm going to drill you. Like what?
You got to protect yourself, especially if you're really young.
Prophylactics?
Anything. I don't care. But don't go out and get pregnant if you're young and you're not ready for it.
So will you
As
put
a
your,
mother,
will
I'm
you
telling
put your
you right
daughter
now-
on birth control pills?
That is a very, you know what? That's a great question. And when I start talking to her about these things, I'm going to get to feel her out and see how she feels.
Does
about
she
it,
shut
too.
down?
You know, well, she's only 11 right now, so I hope I
Well, better get going.
But I think it's really important to be knowledgeable.
Yes.
And I'm as a mother, I'm telling you, I'm so glad I waited to have kids. And it's just something to really protect yourself out there, girls. I mean, you don't want the little kid when you're 20. Sorry.
Well, they're all doing it now at this age. My daughter's 30, and all of her friends from college and high school, they're already married with their second babies popping through. So it's like
Well, if
it's
you're
gone.
married,
It's
it's
gone back
good.
to the old days with the young people.
That's kind of nice, though. But if you're married
Is
and you're
it?
secure and you're in a good relationship, I think that's great. But if you're going to be single, that's where I'm like, oh, girl, don't do it.
Live your life until you're at least 30. I was 32 when I had Nathan.
Yeah.
39 when I had Savvy.
Great advice. I agree. Girls, you can hold off a while. Don't do it so soon. Definitely.
Make sure you have a job that gives you 6 months off for maternity leave. So, Andrea, what's next?
So we have Kylie Jenner here, and she is wearing the bridal pink attire look.
Well, her tits hanging out.
So last year, she was attacked for wearing like a fake tiger. Do you remember that? And oh my gosh, she got backlash. I'm going, the thing was fake. So then she decided to come back and say, I'm going to look amazing. How do you feel about that look?
I do not like that look because I do not like her.
Oh,
You know, I just don't think that they have any reason to be put up there as a fashion icon because they're reality show stars.
do you feel that way about all the Kardashians, though?
I do.
All of them.
I do. None of them, they have hourglass figures. They can't step into the role of supermodel.
How about Kendall, though?
Kendall she's killing it.
Right?
She's the only one.
She's the only one that has a real feel of a model.
Well, she's got the body for a model. She's
she
like
sure does.
5'10", and she's athletic, and she's working it really hard. She tries hard. In the beginning, it took her a while to get past her fledgling stage, but now she's the #1 model in the world.
Do you think she was being overshadowed by her older sisters as well, though?
Hell yes.
Yeah. And how do you think that has evolved? Do you think Kim Kardashian's look now is not as popular as Kendall's look?
I think Kendall is much more popular now because she's relatable. Kim Kardashian probably followed Jennifer Lopez as far as butts go.
Ah, and do you think that butt trend is still hot? Do guys still like that big butt?
It's still going on in Brazil. People flock to Brazil for plastic surgery, and it's like probably the most uncomfortable surgery. I've never had it.
I was going to ask, have you had a Brazilian butt?
No, and I don't want one because you can't fit into clothes.
That's why she's always wearing stretchy things, right?
I suppose so.
Yeah. Huh. And do you have any personal stories about the Kardashians? Have you encountered a Kardashian?
Yes, I did. One time I was doing a show, for a Good Morning America show, and I was they gave me the large makeup room, green makeup room. They gave me the larger room.
Nice.
And she just came storming out of her room. And she says, I want that big room. And I came out of my dressing room and I said, well, you're not going to get it because I don't even know who you are.
Was this?
And that's that.
And that was that. And ever since then, there's been no
She's
more
rude.
Kardashian rooting.
Yeah, she's rude. I met her at like manicure salons, and she never said hello to me before she was famous. I used to say hi because I thought she was a pretty girl.
And are you friends with Kris Jenner?
No, I'm not.
No?
No, I've never met her.
The mom. I think she's amazing what she's done with her daughters, but that's
What?
another story to be told.
Pump
right?
them up and get on that basketball court. Make a sex tape.
That was you're talking about the Paris Hilton and Kardashian
No,
one.
I'm talking about Kim Kardashian and Kris
Yeah.
Jenner.
Oh my goodness.
Well, they followed everything Paris Hilton did.
That's
Lucky.
right.
That's right.
Yeah. Well,
Make a believable sex tape. Mine would be very boring.
have you ever made one?
No. Never will. Never got photographed in between my legs. I mean, it's just, you never know what's going to come back to bite you in the ass.
That might come back and bite you.
I'd like to bring in Ferdie Pacheco. He is astrologist to the stars and has been known here in Hollywood and in New York and wherever they want to fly him as the leading astrologist in the world.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And good looking to boot.
Thank you. That's why I take that as a huge compliment coming from you.
I don't lie.
Well, yeah, I don't either. So hey, we're in luck.
Good.
Good. Yeah, because why bother sugarcoating something so important as this? Because people are coming to me often with very serious life issues and what they want to do with their life and who am I going to be with, if I'm going to be with this person or whatever. And I take it very seriously what I say to people, because sometimes I've had to undo what other psychics have said to people. So people come to me, oh, well, the psychic said 20 years ago I was never going to have children, I'd never meet a man.
I don't believe in psychics.
Baloney, man. You're going to meet the guy next year. She meets him and she gets married.
Do you think that negative energy caused them to live their life that way and was blocking
Yes,
something?
it can really affect this woman had in her mind, that was it. Boom, never going to meet a man, never have children, never did.
Weird.
And then in her mid-40s, she did. Like I said.
I'm Aquarius and you are...
Virgo.
How's that for a match?
Yeah, it's funny that you would not think so, but I've seen so many people, male, female, I don't know about two women, but Virgo and Aquarius last for years.
Oh, goody.
Isn't that something? But then you have to look at your astrological charts to see really deep down inside, because you can't just generalize about the sun sign. That's kind of like, that's what newspapers and magazines have done, and that's why people think
I read them every day.
dumb. Well, see, if you read, for example, you read one day Aquarius, it absolutely means nothing to you. It doesn't work for you at all. It doesn't make any sense. You think right away, ugh, this is dumb.
It's true. It's like it's written for the
so
masses.
Astrology has been so dumbed down. So I've had to disconnect this whole methodology in the mind by coming into people's offices and explaining how it really works.
Okay.
And then you see this big shift all of a sudden.
Let us know how it works.
It's energy. It's just energy. It's not some hocus pocus baloney, because I've been known as not woo woo in the world, in the showbiz world, because they can't stand that woo woo airy fairy stuff. No, I get right to the point, and so it's energy between people, and it's the astrological chart based on your birthday, the year, the time you're born, and where you're born. Then up comes the astrological chart. Can we show this real quick?
Are those our charts, Ferdie?
That's
our
Janice's
charts?
right here.
Yay!
I didn't have you on this computer because when you and I met a few years ago, I had another computer.
Oh, okay.
So I had to re-put you back in.
Thank you.
Then when I go to yours is on the other page. And so I've already kind of like looked at a few things here. I talk a lot about the planet Saturn. And Saturn has a lot to do with your karmic input in life, and your foundation of your whole astrological chart has a lot to do with your father too. And yours is so that's the relationship.
I know. I had a bad dad.
And then relationship with men after that, because the male energy that you're born with has a lot to do with what you attract with men too.
That makes sense.
Makes
And
a lot of
yours
sense.
has a lot of
It's the first male
fucked
you
up
come
stuff,
in
I hate to say it.
contact, right?
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's me. Fucked up.
Yeah, the father energy has affected your mind somewhat. Now, when women have Saturn in Scorpio, and that it's in the same sign every 2 years. So the year you were born and the year before, Saturn was in Scorpio. Now, women that have that have been somewhat sexualized in a way by their father, and they have this funky dad in regard to his own weird sexual hang-ups,
Right.
sexual behaviors, sexual proclivities. I mean, I knew a woman born the year before you, same Saturn. Her father died. They found a gay bathhouse card in his wallet. They had no idea.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. The sexual stuff's going to be odd. Then, like my sister, who was born the year before you, my father always referred to her as the beautiful Evelyn. Oh, your sister, the beauty. Oh, your sister. It was like he was talking about an ex-girlfriend.
Oh, wow.
Then another woman who was born the year before you, another client of mine, her father French kissed her at a wedding.
Ew.
And then another
That's
one.
disgusting.
Wait a minute. I have two more. Another one. The father talked about sex inappropriately her whole life, really inappropriately, creepy.
That's verbal abuse.
Then the other one, she talked about her father like he was the most gorgeous man in the world. It was so weird.
Was he a pedophile?
No, but the daughter had this thing with her dad that was bizarre.
Weird.
So Saturn in Scorpio, then it squares your Mercury, your brain. So it's kind of messes with your head, and other men have fucked with your head somewhat. Mm-hmm. And so when Saturn squares your sun is Aquarius, and Saturn in Scorpio, it's a
Where's the Scorpio come in?
Saturn, the foundation with your
And
whole
where's
chart.
Saturn in my chart?
Your Saturn in Scorpio.
Is that my rising sign?
Those two, no. That's the Saturn. The foundation of your whole astrological chart
okay.
is Saturn. That is the bottom line about your personality. Yours is Cancer, so that's like a little bit like the mother and the father being both. Mm-hmm. You know, and the father being a sensitive kind of guy, maybe like almost like a Mr. Mom, and just a very sweet man, but just, you know, that quiet and mellow. Was he an alcoholic at all? Did he drink?
He liked to drink. I don't know if he was alcoholic, but he loved to smoke.
A-
Oh my gosh.
Addict.
Marlboro.
Addict. Okay.
2
So
packs
in
a
this
day.
case, it's cigarettes.
Wow, that's a
That
lot.
was a lot.
Yeah. So he was very repressed in a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that he kept a lot to himself emotionally. So when people smoke like that, they usually have a lot going on inside, and they don't verbalize it. It's just actuated by drinking, smoking, eating. That's their way of dealing with it.
What about R2
So I think that your father had
energies?
a depression issue.
What about R2 energies?
Okay.
Our signs.
This
Are we compatible?
Wait a minute. This is how wonderful this is. Okay. So Saturn is the foundation of your whole chart. It's your soul connection,
So
right?
it's like our core.
Your Saturn's in Cancer. Your Saturn's in Scorpio. They water. They trine.
That's the horny sign.
Yeah, exactly. Men in your life have been
Oh, you better believe it.
yeah, abusive, weird with you. Ugh. So you've been through a lot of stuff. So what that does, it's affected you in terms of anger. Your relationship with men has been combative. The planet Saturn has been in one sign after the other that's been affecting your whole chart for since around fall 2012. One thing after the other since then.
Okay, I got
With you internally, with men, with yourself. With
right. I got married. I think in what year was it? 2000. We've been married. We've been together for about 12 years.
When you and I met, was he an older man?
Yes.
Okay, I remember when you and I met before we talked about him.
I married a retired doctor. Well, he was a doctor at the time.
Yes. I remember now. You talked to me about him.
Sagittarius.
Yes. Your moon, okay, that's so funny. So whatever sign the moon is in someone's chart, you get along best emotionally with that sign. Ding, your moon's in Capricorn. Your moon's in Sag.
Is that good?
Hell yeah, it's great emotionally. Fabulous.
Emotionally.
It calms you down because you've needed to calm down.
Okay, that's
You've
why I
had too
have to
much
take anxiety
topsy-turvy,
pills.
crazy crap with men.
Right.
So this guy's...
Oh, he's cool water.
And Sagittarius can be very generous and kind and loves you and takes care of everything about you and very nurturing. And, that's just what you need right now because you've been through enough stuff with men.
Yeah, I'll say.
Yes.
I waited a long time for this. For
Better
to
late
get
than
married.
never.
Yeah.
You know what? The Saturn return was when you were 57 through 60. That was fall 2012 through fall 2015. It's like, who am I, what am I, where am I going? Everybody goes through that, the Saturn return from 27 through 30 and 57 through 60. It's kind of like, where am I going? What am I doing? It's kind of a reflective time, a little bit heavy at times, moments. So you kind of like have a real come to Jesus time. and you really say, okay, this is it. And so a lot of women, they get remarried in their Saturn return. Maybe they get widowed, they get remarried again, or they start a new career, or the kids leave
New
the house.
bank account.
Yes, exactly. The Saturn is so nice because you're kind of like a little bit of a bull in a china shop, and you correct it by smoothing it over and being like
My girl.
the more diplomatic of the two. And you be the more fun stuff that she could never say, that she would not feel comfortable.
Well, we're
with saying.
getting her there.
Ain't that the truth?
She's more conservative, and you're not.
She is.
That's opposites
true.
attract. You see, the Saturns, they're linked together. They're so beautiful. Cancer and Scorpio, they're both water, and they're very emotional. They're very kind, and they go deep.
Yes.
So you guys could go really deep. You haven't even started yet.
No, we haven't. I get that.
Once you get going, it's really going to get more deep.
And what about
And
our...
I think when you get involved with a lot of behaviors from childhood, that could be interesting here. Background stuff.
We touched a little bit on that once. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that would be something that both of you have the ability, because you've been through a lot of stuff.
Yes, I have.
A lot of
But
stuff.
people out
You've
there
really-
don't know that. They don't know
They
that.
need to find out.
You need to find out, but not on the show.
Why not?
Okay, my father was a pedophile, a very abusive man who was verbally abusive my entire
Yeah, because
life.
see, your brain is your communicates verbal. You see, your Saturn squares your Mercury.
You're not
So,
good enough.
yeah,
You'll
that's-
never make
you
it.
mess up your
You're
head
too
a lot.
flat-chested. It just. I always had this in the back of my head. How does that pan out?
You see, and so what it did was Saturn squares your Mercury. He affects your thinking.
Holler back, bitch.
Yeah. See, when you have the square in your chart, that's indicative right there. You can see when I do readings for people, I get way into the appearance because that is your first example of love.
It is.
And that sets up your self-esteem and your money making and how you deserve it. And it shows the kind of love you're going to pull into your life. Now, if your relationship with your dad was complicated, it's been complicated with men. You know?
I agree.
And now you've kind of burnt off that particular karma you brought into this life to have for some reason to go through this crap. Now you got a nice guy.
I really do.
She does.
But
You
what-
earned him. You went through shit.
But the bad karma with a pedophile father, and a lot of people have come up to me because I've written 3 books, No Lifeguard on Duty, Check Please, and Everything About Me is Fake. In No Lifeguard on Duty, I talk in depth about, from the earliest of ages, like 7 or 8, I was aware of him wanting to like hug me too tight, and his dick was hard, and it was like really creepy for me as a child, and
That's Saturn and Scorpio.
Stays with you.
Yeah.
See, whatever your Saturn, whatever sign your Saturn occupies, those are your liabilities in life. Like yours is the Scorpio stuff, that whole sexual crazy stuff. That's something you have to work through. That's
so
what Saturn's
sexual.
about. Now yours is Cancer, which is sort of sad and depressed. So just being happy is important for you.
It is.
Because Virgos and with the combination of Virgo and Cancer, they're a little depressed. And they're sometimes like seeing the glass half empty all the time rather than half full.
I don't agree with you on that. I mean, she sees light.
Well,
she's
see,
wearing
that- it's- she
pink
is-
shaded glasses.
Okay, hold on. The Cancer aspect here and the Virgo aspect together is like what am I saying? A clown with a smile painted on. Underneath it all, that's not what's really going on.
You tell me when you're unhappy with me.
I think it's the realist factor, where I do see the glass half empty, but I also see it the other way around, and so then I have to
That's
tread
the Cancer
lightly.
side. That's Cancer, which is that
Coming out of their shell.
that can figure things out, that can turn poison into medicine, something pretty ugly into pretty.
Yes.
So you have the ability to really get over it.
That's
but
right.
sometimes innately you might be sad, and then you'll figure out a way out of it.
I found cancer coming out of my underwear from the crabs.
Oh, that's interesting. That's good to know.
Okay, sorry.
Do you see any red flags for us, or something? How should we navigate when we see a red flag as well?
Well, I think the red flags would occur I don't see many red flags here. I just see that you've got to go really deep, because when your Saturns are both extremely deep, Scorpio can't get deeper than that.
No.
And Cancer, it's at the ocean. You guys have got to get into heavy stuff.
Cool. I like that.
That's my
I think
my
we can
thing
get
on
deep.
it. Because you have the
Sensitive
life
they are.
experience of heavy stuff. And as funny as Sagittarius could be funny, ha ha ha, and be on the surface and be funny on the surface, but underneath it all, with all that Scorpio stuff, you've got some heavy stuff going on there. And I think that you can be funny. Sagittarius, Moon and Sag is funny because you're a comedian, but
I have
it's often
my
kidding
Moon
with
is
stuff going on
Sagittarius.
that's dying inside.
No, my husband's a Sagittarius.
But your Moon is Sag.
My moon is in Sag?
That's what I was trying to say. Whatever sign your Moon occupies, you get along best with that person.
Oh, okay.
And your Moon is Sag, which is incredibly wonderful that you're with him.
What was my moon again? My apologies.
Cancer.
Cancer, that's right.
That's a good sign.
And it's and Saturn, the father energy sits right on the moon, so the father definitely is a little bit sort of like mellow, more of like a Mr. Dad, like a feminine kind of guy in a way. But when it sits on the moon, it makes it a little chilly with the mother sometimes.
Ah,
Did he dress well?
interesting. Who?
Your dad.
Yes, impeccable.
Very elegant man.
Dapper dresser.
Very elegant man in a
very,
certain way.
very
really
tall,
much a very
elegant.
much a gentleman.
Yes, he loved to dress and match.
And what
and
sign
just-
was your mother?
Scorpio.
There you go.
Complicated.
Both Scorpios.
Really aggressive.
Yeah, we were both Scorpios.
Yes, and very Scorpios are very tenacious people.
My vag is a Sag.
Which vag? Oh, that vag. Oh, that one. Oh, your husband must be happy about that vag.
Thank you and bye-bye. You know, it's tough as we age just to try to keep that aura of electricity going.
Well,
When's it going to come back?
you're always going to have that if you really just tap into it and trust, because your thing is trusting men. And the more that you trust a man, you really let your hair down with a guy. You could always be fun, because you're always going to be fun.
Right.
Because your moon's in Sag, you're always
But
have that
I get to a-
natural toolbox of fun.
I get to a point where it's like, what are my finances again? And he'll come back.
That is just post-traumatic stress, because you've always got it there. Because the Moon and Sag people are lucky, lucky, lucky. Look at Donald Trump, Moon and Sag. Look at all the stuff he gets away with. You get away with things at the 11th hour. You get saved.
I do.
See? So that's very Sagittarian energy. They're like quick. So you have that ability also, but you're a bit of a worker. You make it happen.
She's a Virgo.
Yeah, you make it happen. It just happens for you.
That's wonderful. Yeah, I
It
feel like I
just
have to
does.
manifest things.
Yes.
Thank
and
you
you're one
very
hell of a
much.
manifester.
Thank you very much, and bye-bye.
Ferdy. Wait, Ferdy, if people want to get a hold of you, how
do we reach
yeah,
you?
How do we
You can go to my site, Ferdie knows, like knows a question, FerdieKnows.com.
FerdieKnows.com.
Do you do daily readings on your
On
your
people, on
Yeah.
personal time with people.
and how much does that cost?
A lot.
How much?
A lot.
About $500 an hour.
500.
Well, I think you're worth it. You're like a supermodel.
Well, thank you. But a lot of people have said to me that I have said more to them in an hour or two than their therapist has said in 6 months.
there you go.
I just go right to it,
just get to
because I'll say, okay, you got this father stuff, you got the mother stuff. Take it to a therapist.
Okay.
Or someone will call me weekly.
We gotta go. We're out of time.
Thank
And
See you,
you
girls.
are genius.
Amazing.
Thank
I'm
you.
so
First
happy.
guest.
I didn't know any of these things about myself.
Well, you forgot because we talked about them earlier. You forgot.
It's a good to be refreshed.
Will
though.
my memory
I
come
always
back?
Forget.
I am so excited. So what's next on the agenda?
Janice, everyone seeks your advice, especially when you're judging runways, right?
Exactly.
But you have a wealth of knowledge. So we've got a couple people here that want to ask you a question. Our first gentleman is Elon.
He wants my advice?
Oh, yeah.
I'll give it to him. Is he straight or gay?
Janice, question. Do women choose not to have sex on the first date even though they really want to out of fear that they would be called a slut or made look like a slut, so they want to wait a few days to make it not as slutty?
I've heard stories. It depends. In my case, I waited a couple days, just for flirtation purposes. And it's been like my whole life I've had sex on the first date. That didn't pan out well. So with my latest, my husband, I waited 3 days. Now I know some women just jump right into the sack. They meet a guy, and they'll just take him right into the bathroom of the restaurant and just have a hullabaloo in there. It just depends. That's a great question. I waited. So I advise you to wait.
Why do you think women feel slutty? And I hate that word.
Because of men.
And where do you think they got that theory from?
From a long time ago, it's stuck in men's brains to just, keep the woman on a lower level. Keep them on a lower level. They know that women are on their level, but they want to keep them on the lower level. And, look at the Muslim world. Look at some of,
Do you think today's modern man feels that way though, or do you think that's still old school?
It depends on who his parents were and where he comes from.
Yeah.
Because I've seen kooks from all over the world.
I think this gentleman here that asked you the question, I think he was more concerned probably that he was probably dating somebody that was willing to probably sleep with him right away, and he wasn't sure about her feeling. He wanted to respect her feelings.
I see.
I kind of sensed that. But
you did?
I thought that was kind of...
I didn't get any sense of the guy at all.
I think he seemed sweet.
Well...
But anyways, I think it's good.
You're a nice person. Any more questions?
Yes, we do. We have a second question from Omar.
Hi, Omar. You want Omar?
Hey, Janice, quick question. Should I shave my chest or keep it like this? Let me know.
I definitely think you should wax that chest. Women like to be with men that are groomed. There are some women that don't like it. There are some men that like their women groomed, or I knew one supermodel who had her pubic hair halfway down her thigh. It was really a basic instinct just to know her and to see her.
How does she control that? And
she just has to stuff all the hair up into one ball or something. I need the hedge clippers to get my husband to do it, because he'll let it go for a long time, and I'll go, it's time. You get out the hedge clippers or the buzzsaw.
see, when I see a gentleman like that, I think he can rock the hairy look. I think it depends on the individual. I think
depends
some
on
people
how
look
much is his
good,
wallet.
I think like the bald guy can rock like a hairy chest too, as well.
Is that for you?
I just think aesthetically. I look at men aesthetically. So if they look really clean cut, they have to look like Ken doll. But if they kind of have this like grizzly, manly figure, I think if they have a little bit of hair, it's okay,
Well, you're just an all-American sweetheart, aren't you?
I don't know about that, but I definitely think that guy could have rocked that little happy trail. I think it looked kind of good on him.
He should embezzle your name on his chest.
No,
I think it's grubby, dirty, and gross. Sorry, that's my opinion.
Oh, well. So, Janice, have you noticed during your modeling career that things have changed down under? Or how do you feel about it now? Or how do you think it should be?
Well, as a teenager, I grew up waxing and having a landing strip down there. There's a little bit of a landing strip, which means you can just land on it. And there's a little bit of hair there. But as I went into my supermodel career, I took it all off. I had it lasered off because it got in the way with beauty shots and bathing suit shots. And it's just a better feeling for me to be in clothes without being itchy.
So full-on Brazilian is the way to go, I guess, if you're not going to get lasered.
It's not for me to say. It's individualistic. If a woman wants to have, if she knows her guy likes a full bush, then get a wig. Get it down there. Stuff it in there. Pull it out.
Oh, okay. So, Janice, how did you feel about today? We're going to wrap it up.
I think this has been a great first day, and especially with you, Andrea. You're so in the know. And we've so enjoyed having you watching us. So stay tuned to for the next portion of the Janice and Andrea show.
And you can reach out to him at ferdieknows.com.
Well, I'll be reaching out to him plenty. It's been a great show, and we're here to wrap it up right now. So stay cool, Minnesota, and stay moist.
See you soon.
Bye.